Ding dong. Ooh. Hi y'all. Happy Wednesday. Welcome on in. It's time for a new stream. Today we're actually kicking off hopefully the first of many streams like these where I'll be picking the next game that will be added to my stream rotation. So after some careful consideration, I have decided that it's probably for the best to add a little bit more variety to this channel moving forward. So instead of me just playing the same game, which I've been having a great time with, Persona 3 Reload, but we've also recently hit sort of a moment in the game itself where we've just sort of been dungeoning a lot and just sort of I can only yap so much about a particular topic or particular things as I'm like doing some sort of mindless activity in a video game. So I figured we could maybe save that for like maybe a once or twice a week sort of moment while we introduce a second game into the mix and see how we feel about having two games at once. And then maybe we can add a third one, perhaps. We shall see. But today is the day. Today's the day I finally show y'all what this process of picking a new game is gonna look like. So I'm very excited for this. I hope that y'all are looking forward to it. I feel like it should be I think it should be fun. It's gonna be very queer, and it's gonna be I think gonna be very nice. So we shall see. Also, I learned that I have my webcam is too cropped, so that I actually don't need I don't need it to be as cropped as it was, so like my limbs don't get cut off as much as they normally do whenever I speak with my hands a lot. But hi Greg, how's it going? Hi everybody. Welcome on in. So the way this process works is heavily inspired by this streamer on Twitch called Goated Quest. So it's heavily inspired by that. So the first step and the first thing that you need to see is obviously my backlog. Okay. Ooh, hold on. Okay, there you go. So the first thing you need to see is obviously my backlogged. So here it is. So this is backlogged. I think I have a link for it. Yes. You can always consult that at any point in time during my playthrough. So as you can see, I have over 200 games, a total of 234 games in this backlog list. These are all games that will be featured on my channel in the future. So some of these might be a one-off sort of situation. Some of these will be full playthroughs. Some of these are shorter games. Some of these are longer games. There's games of maybe not every genre, but a lot of different genres. We have point and clicks, we have puzzles, we have RPGs, we have survival games, we have side scrollers, platformers, a lot of different indies of within different genres themselves. We have visual novels, we have simulation games. I mean, the one and only The Sims is right here. So what I did before the stream, obviously so I could have this prepared in advance, is I hit this button that randomizes my list. And so I picked 15 games. The first 15 games that popped up are our candidates, not these ones, because these ones are not part of that. But however, I did collect them into a list just in case I tabbed out or anything of the sort. So here are our 15 games that will be featured in today's sort of competition. More on that later. So as a quick little look, we have Legend of Legaia, We have Virtua Fighter, Tales Noir, Racing Lagoon, Wanderlust, Trans-Siberian. We have Bishoujo Senshi, Sailor Moon, Another Story, Hacknet, Assassin's Creed Origins, The Witcher Enhanced Edition, Frail Hearts, Versicorai Damlion. I feel like I always have to say it like this because it's like, I think, Italian words. So I think I always have to like do this, which I'm sure Italians love when we just do this. But I also have Tanglewood, Saga Frontier Remastered, Night in the Woods, Sides of the Sojourner. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And last but not least, Final Fantasy II. So these will be our 15 contestants, if you will. There is no pizza tower. No. Just 15 games pulled at random from my list of existing games from my backlog. This is technically my 82nd. Oh, I wrote this wrong. It's my 82nd playthrough, technically. Like, counting all my, or at least most of my Twitch playthroughs, not counting any abandoned playthroughs and hoping that I didn't forget anything. This should be my 82nd game. So, very excited for that. And yeah, so you've gotten to know the games that are on in the running today to be played. I will give you a little bit of a deep dive about each game. So I think I might, yes, we got our 15 candidates here. So I'm gonna give you a little tidbit about each of these. So, how am I gonna do this? I think, oh, I forgot to open one of them up. Okay, great. Okay, cool. So, okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a trailer for a game, and then I will do the rest. So I've put together a little playlist of trailers on YouTube. Some of these games, a couple of these didn't have a proper trailer, so I just pulled up the closest thing that I could find. But enjoy the trailers. Ooh, that's very loud. So our first candidate here, this is sort of like a meet the contestants sort of moment. So our first one here is Legend of Legaia, okay? I'm actually gonna maybe pull up the... So a little tidbit that you need to know about Legend of Legaia. It's a legendary tale of betrayal and self-destruction, abuse derived from the greediness of men, the powers of a magical creature betrayed. Will men realize his mistakes before irreparable damage is done? Armed with a magical sword and the will to survive, lead Vaughn and his cohorts to the redemption of men, pursue a quest to save the world and discover the place where legends are born. New combat system based on okay, there's a lot of errors on this. Based on fighting games, discover special combinations for more effective attacks, beautiful realistic graphics with full polygons, hundreds of 3D enemies that react with a full range of motion. So enjoy a little look-see at Legend of Legaia. Here's the trailer. Enjoy our first contestant. From the creator of Wild Arms comes the Major Generation RPG. So this was originally released on the PlayStation. I've never played this game myself, so I'm very excited. This is one of those sorts of games where the title sort of like always roams around when it comes to like everyone's favorite RPGs and stuff like that. I feel like there's always some sort of mention of Legend of Legaia, and it looks very unique. Like I'm very intrigued about like the combat that's sort of like inspired. Ooh, oh my god. The combat that is sort of inspired by like fighting games and stuff like that, which yeah, leads us to our next contestant. So yeah, Legend of Legaia 1998 by Sony Computer Entertainment and Contrail. There's only, I think, a sequel to Legaia, so that should be very interesting. Hey Cash, you came in just in time to meet our second contestant here. I have picked 15 games at random, and today the 15 games will be competing in a very juicy competition. So the next one, you came in just in time to meet the second contestant, Virtua Fighter, released in October 15th in 1993 for, I think, for arcade platforms, Sega Saturn and Sega 32X. So enjoy there's no trailer. I didn't find a trailer for this, but I found the arcade intro. So close enough, right? So we'll be able to see some kind of footage, some footage reel that would play on like an arcade before you insert a coin. So this is considered like one of the first 3D fighting games. So very exciting. I'm not very well versed in Virtua Fighter. So this should be an interesting experience. Again, it should probably be like a one stream sort of moment. And yeah, so it should be interesting to like check out, try every single character, see if there's some sort of like arcade mode or a story mode, check out all the different modes. This is a fighting game, so a lot of these fighting games from this era started as like an arcade sort of moment that eventually got ported into like consoles and stuff like that. So yeah, it is originally an arcade game, but I think it got released around the same time everywhere else. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to see the first entry of this series that is sort of like iconic. Yeah, I don't know if I read this, but it's a classic fighting game by Sega, considered one of the first 3D fighting games. I love the idea of it's considered one of the first. It's like, is it or is it not? Like, is it or is it not? Like, you can't just consider it one of the first ones when it was, like, you know what I mean? But I think it is. I don't think it's the very first 3D fighting game. That should be something that I add to this list, actually. That should be something for me to look into. But anyways, our next contestant is Tales Noir, previously known as Backbone. There was some sort of rebrand, so they changed names for this. So Tales Noir was released in 2021 by Raw Fury and Eggnut. It's a multi-platform sort of release, so it's an adventure indie point-and-click RPG moment. So unfold the mysteries of a dystopic animal society inhabiting retrofuturistic. Also, why did I turn off the music? Unfold the mysteries of a dystopic animal society inhabiting retrofuturistic Vancouver in a noir stealth adventure. Coming in 2019. It says it was released in 2021, so what's the truth? Backbone is a pixel art cinematic adventure with stealth and action elements. As a private investigator, Howard Lotor, you are set to solve detective cases, interrogate witnesses, explore the intriguing retro-futuristic Vancouver, and sneak your way to safety using smell-based stealth mechanics. The word stealth has been mentioned a few times, so I think this might be a stealth game, guys. Tales Noir, previously known as Backbone, collides the visual and social contrast of film noir with anthropomorphic animals and dystopian fiction, crawl through the dark alleys of pixelated Vancouver and experience the impactful storyline focused on themes of power and prejudice. So very, very interesting. This is a very interesting looking game. I do have the trailer for it right here. Hey Ruin, what's up? Today is the day to pick a game that we're gonna play next. So you're meeting contestant number 3. Tales Noir, previously known as Backbone. Seems like there's like a multiple options sort of moment. I love the pixel art sort of visuals. I actually got this on a bundle on itch.io, so I'm very intrigued to check it out. You choose contestant 11. Okay, then actually you don't know who that is, but once we get there, you can't go back on your choice. Just want to say I won't stay long. No worries, Greg. That's okay. Ooh, spoilers for the next one. Oh my god. My browser is kind of slow right now because there's a lot of open tabs. But, so that's Tales Noir. That's contestant number 3. Contestant number 4 is Racing Lagoon. I actually streamed this like once on Twitch, and this is a very interesting game. So this is a racing RPG, originally only released in Japan, and I think like a couple years ago it got like a full-on fan translation. So yeah, let me just read this description to you. This was released in 1999. You can earn experience for your various car parts and racing points by challenging other cars on streets modeled after the actual road maps of Yokohama, Japan. After winning a race, you'll get a certain amount of reward points, which you can then use to take a part from your opponent's car, anything from the engine to the paint scheme. The game is broken up into 10 nights of racing, with main character Sho Akasaki trying to become the king of the underground racing scene. So this is basically like, and this was developed by Square, by the way. So this is like Final Fantasy meets a racing game. So it's literally, as you play the game, like random cars run into you in the overworld. And you instead of like doing a battle like you would in an RPG, you just race them. And then there's story beats, and then you have to like get these reward points, and you can get like these different parts from the cars. It's very, very interesting. So basically, they take the idea of like it kind of takes this idea of like whatchamacallit, like your stats in an RPG game, and they attribute it to different like car parts and every like, you know, speed stats and drift stats, and it's very, very interesting. Let me show you a little trailer here, so that you'll get a closer look at the experience that we're talking about. This is like a PS1 game, but it definitely has like the juicy like Squaresoft sort of vibes from the time. The revival of Yokohama's fastest legend. So it just plays like a normal like racing game, but it also has like a really cool aesthetic to it. So you could probably get glimpses of that in the menus and stuff like that from watching this, but it's like that typical thing of like they're trying to look so cool, and it is kind of cool, but it's also kind of corny. So yeah, this is how the game plays. Like this is you're traversing through like this sort of like top down sort of look into town, and then you just like run into random cars, and then there's like story beats like this, like little cutscenes. It's very, very interesting. It's just a racing game, I guess. I guess it's sort of close to like a Fast and Furious moment, I guess, where there's like a big overarching story, and every race sort of has like a big stakes to it and stuff like that. It's very interesting. I feel like this is sort of like in a way, this is sort of like the prototype of like what modern Need for Speed games sort of became, with like having this like, especially with like Underground and stuff like that, which were the first ones that I really got like into. They were very much like, there's this sort of like story mode, and then there's like specific, like you get different parts for your car as you do these races, and then there's like important ones to do, and you know, like I feel like it's so interesting. So that's Racing Lagoon, which is contestant number 4. I'm gonna lose track, so that's great. Contestant number 5 here is a very different game. I feel like all of these are very, very different. Wanderlust Trans-Siberian. So this was released in 2020, a very interesting time in our history. Board the Trans-Siberian Railroad and travel over 9,000 kilometers from Moscow to Vladivostok. Cool. Clash with a vibrant culture, and as you meet people as strange to you as you are to them, journey into a standalone Wanderlust adventure from the makers of The Witcher. So this is like a visual novel, sort of adventure, story-driven simulation game, sort of, not simulation. So yeah, enjoy Wanderlust Trans-Siberian. So there's like different choices. It's very text-based with like flavoring, with like flavor visuals, I suppose. It's very interesting to me that it's created by the creators of The Witcher, Dying Light, and Hitman. Like, what? Like, I love that. I love when AAA creators of these games, like these super huge properties, like get into like super niche, like indie sort of moments. Like, I'm like, what? Like, that's so cool. So that's number 5, Wanderlust Trans-Siberian. I love that a lot of these, like, only 11 people played it. Like, I love that a few of these, I think I got this either as a part of like a bundle or like as a freebie or something. So yeah, our next entry here is Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon Another Story. So this is one that I'm particularly excited about. I did like a little sort of preview look at it once on stream. This is a JRPG set in the world of Sailor Moon. This is an officially created Sailor Moon game that is a JRPG from the SNES era. This was only released in Japan originally, but thankfully fans have since translated it. So in the future, Crystal Tokyo, a small band of discontent citizens, have come together to form a rebel team of Senshi called the Oppositio Senshi, who feel that the Sailor Senshi and the Silver Crystal are the source of all of the Earth's past battles. Together with a mysterious woman named Apsu, they desire to twist time and change the destiny of the Earth. In the present day, the Sailor Senshi are enjoying peace now that the Death Busters have been defeated. However, strange things begin happening in the city. Previously defeated demons, droids, and Yuma appear throughout the city. A visit by Ryo Urawa reveals a cryptic statement from that the past and future are being replaced. Rei sees strange apparitions in the fire, and then the 4 inner Senshi, along with Chibiusa, go missing. Sailor Moon meets up with Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn to look for the missing Senshi. So all of the girlies will be girlying in this. It's a game released in 1995. I am super excited for this because I feel like I only kind of scratched the surface on it. Unfortunately, there's no like official trailer for this, but I did pull like a long play so we can look at like tidbits of this. So you can get like a little look-see at like the story. So he comes from far away, from the depth of the darkness. He continues to wander. So you can get like a little look-see into what the game looks like. So this is from around the time that like Final Fantasy VI came out. Chrono Trigger was probably not too far away, so you can expect those types of like visuals. It's a fan translation. I think I also downloaded a mod for it that makes it so that the game isn't as grindy, I think. So yeah, just so you get like a look-see at like how the game looks. Look at it, it's so cute. You get to see the girlies, and then as far as the combat goes, it's like a turn-based RPG. So you fight evil alongside like a bunch of the other girlies from the Sailor Moon series. Like, it's so iconic. So this is contestant number 6, I think. Very exciting, very exciting. Our next entry here is Hacknet. So a completely different experience again. So this is an immersive terminal-based hacking simulator for PC. Dive down a rabbit hole as you follow the instructions of a recently deceased hacker whose death may not have been the accident the media reports. Using old-school command prompts and real hacking processes, you'll solve the mystery with minimal hand-holding and a rich world full of secrets to explore. Exploring the volatile nature of personal privacy, the prevalence of corporate greed, and the hidden powers of hackers on the internet, Hacknet delivers a true hacking simulation while offering a support system that allows total beginners get a grasp of the real-world applications and commands found throughout the game. So I've played other like terminal-based PC sort of like moments where like your perspective is like a desktop, and so like and all of the experiences that I've had were super cool, and this one looks very, very interesting. So yeah, this is indie puzzle simulator game 2015. Very niche, very interesting. I am definitely going to be on the lookout for this one. Thank you so much for being here, Greg. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh yeah, oops, spoilers. Then here's a trailer. For Hacknet. I need your help. I have everything you'll need. I will teach you how to use it. Everybody loves weak security. In exchange, I want you to find me. Yes. My name is Bit. And if you're reading this, I'm already dead. Ooh! Okay, that was scunty. I would say very Matrix vibes, but I've never seen it. So I wouldn't know. But doesn't this look kind of cunty and fun? So that's Hacknet, contestant number 7. Our 8th spot here is taken by Assassin's Creed Origins. So this is the I over the years I've randomly collected Assassin's Creed games from like random freebies from Ubisoft or like Epic Games or all those types of moments. And this is the only one that would make sense for me to start with because I don't have the first one. I have 3, I think. And then I have like random, I think, spin-offs. So I figured this would be a great start for me into the Assassin's Creed franchise because it's not within like the, it's not with like the I think Ezio was like the main protagonist for the first few games. So this is a completely different story. So yeah, this was released in 2017 by Ubisoft, of course. For the last 4 years, the team behind Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag has been crafting a new beginning for the Assassin's Creed franchise. Set in ancient Egypt, players will journey to the most mysterious place in history during a crucial period that will shape the world and give rise to the Assassin's Brotherhood. Plunged into a living, systemic, and majestic open world, players are going to discover vibrant ecosystems made of diverse and exotic landscapes that will provide them with infinite opportunities of pure exploration, adventures, and challenges. Powered by a new fight philosophy, Assassin's Creed Origins embraces a brand new RPG direction where players level up, loot, and choose abilities to shape and customize their very own skilled assassin as they grow in power and expertise while exploring the entire country of ancient Egypt. So, I've never played an Assassin's Creed game, and I usually don't play a lot of open world games, so this is sort of like an attempt for me to kind of get out of my comfort zone. So this is the trailer for Assassin's Creed Origins, the E3 2017 world premiere gameplay trailer. I think it's also like a pretty interesting setting for it, right? Like all these games are so vastly different. I'm very excited about that.
The first to tame their beasts. The first to guard the soul from evil. We conquered this land.
There's definitely a lot of interesting titles for us to kind of root for today. And I say root for because it won't be necessarily picked in like a regular way. More on that later.
A brotherhood born in the shadows.
I also like the idea that this is sort of like the origin story of Assassin's Creed. You know what I mean? I'm sort of like, you know what? That's what I need. It's all about Contestant 11. If Contestant 11 ends up winning, I'm gonna laugh. Not because I don't even remember what Contestant 11 is, but like, I think it will be funny if it happens. The Brotherhood begins.
Available October 27th.
Very juicy. So that was contestant number 8. Contestant number 9 is kind of a similar, not similar vibe, but similar sort of game, I guess. This is The Witcher, the first Witcher game. This is the enhanced edition. It's the only one that I have. I think I got it like on a Prime Gaming sort of like thing, freebie sort of moment. So it's based off the novels by a popular Polish writer, Andrzej Sapkowski. The Witcher is an action-oriented, epic fantasy RPG that takes players on a journey through a world in which many ways mirrors our own. Take on the role of Geralt of Rivia, a professional monster hunter, as he embarks on a quest of self-discovery and revenge. The game's time-delayed decision consequence system ensures that the consequences of your choices will become apparent only in the following chapters of Geralt's story. Discouraging returns to a previous save point. The enhanced edition includes technical and gameplay improvements that bring shorter loading times, more natural animations, improved inventory, among others. 2 new adventures titled The Price of Neutrality and Side Effects will extend players' enjoyment of the game. Finally, the Genie Adventure Editor enables players to create their adventures and share them with others. That's actually really cool. Will I be doing that? Probably not, but I think it's a neat feature. So here's contestant number 9, The Witcher Enhanced Edition. Again, never played a Witcher game, not familiar with... Also Atari, hi. Like, what? So I'm not familiar with their games. I know of... a lot of these games and a lot of these franchises, I know of them, but I've just never played them. I don't have a very intensive history with, like, Western RPGs. Like, I grew up literally with only JRPGs, so I'm very unfamiliar with, like, this style of, like, fantasy and this style of RPGs, you know what I mean? So again, this is another attempt for me to kind of get out of my comfort zone a little bit and experience new things. And also, if I have a lot of these games just sitting there, like, claimed through all of my different game libraries across different platforms, like, why not give them a try, you know? That's how I feel about that. So, yeah. I'm very excited, like, because at the end of the day, I'll be able to finally say that, like, I tried it and it wasn't for me, or I tried it and I loved it, you know? So that's contestant number 9. Contestant number 10 is a game that I did start on stream. It was a sponsored stream, and it's called Frailheart's Versicore Domlia. So it's an old school JRPG with a deep and mysterious storyline placed in a fictional dark city of Greece. Explore the story of 4 troubled souls and kill the abominations that threaten the existence of reality itself. So this is an indie game. It has RPG and visual novel sort of vibes to it. That description doesn't do it justice. This is a very, like, Halloween-y kind of scary skeleton vibes. As you can see, it has, like, a very interesting aesthetic to it with, like, the pixel art, but it's sort of, like, monochromatic, but it has, like, a few, like, accent colors in it, you know? I remember, like, I did a sponsored stream for this. I played, like, a couple hours, and I was like, oh my god, I need to... we're definitely getting back to this game, and we never did. So I'm really excited to, like, do a new game of this and just start fresh and go for it, because it's very interesting. It's very, like, kind of like psychological, kind of thrilling, kind of like, you know, like eerie, very interesting vibes. as you can see. Available now on Steam. Yeah, this was like 2 years ago. Shall we meet the infamous contestant 11? By the way, how are y'all feeling about these contestants so far? I hope that y'all are excited for this, like for this sort of process. So, contestant 11 is called Tanglewood. And Tanglewood might be one of the last Sega Genesis / Mega Drive video games. So this was released in 2018, and it's set in a fictional world. This puzzle platforming game follows a young creature, Nim, who is separated from the family pack after the sun sets. Unable to get back to the safety of the underground home, Nim must find a way to survive the night terrors and get to morning. Tanglewood's world is a dangerous one after dark, and Nim must use skills of evasion, special abilities, traps, and trickery to defeat predators. So, Tanglewood, is literally developed with the Mega Drive in mind. And so that, like, to the point where I'm pretty sure you get like a Mega Drive ROM when you buy this game. I haven't downloaded it yet, so I don't know for sure, but isn't that kind of cool? How like it's a game developed like it's a new game. Released 2018, but like for like a super old console. Like I think that's so cool. Like I love when like modern games sort of like bring aspects of retro games and they're like so heavily inspired by retro games. I randomly saw this. I apparently I had this from one of the itch.io bundles that I redeemed at some point, and I just never like gave it much of a thought, but I did a proper look at all of the games that I claimed in those bundles, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, let me add this. This looks interesting. So very, very interesting. Tanglewood is the infamous contestant 11. You're keeping track of the ones you like. Good, good, good. Very excited for that. Contestant 12 is yet another JRPG. It's Saga Frontier Remastered. It's a remastered of the beloved 1998 RPG classic Saga Frontier. It's reborn with improved graphics, additional features, and a main new character. So, this is another game that I got gifted a copy of this at the time. And I started it on stream, and then I don't know what happened. A lot of games that I started on stream, I remember at some point I would get like, oh, people don't want to see this. This is too like obscure, or like people just want to see other games or whatever. So I think I may have gotten a little too in my head about this. So I want to give this game a proper second chance. And yeah, I'm very excited to do so. So if this game wins, obviously. But yeah, enjoy the trailer for Saga Frontier Remastered. It's also cool that like there's a remaster, but then they also added a new character. Like I think that's a neat addition. You know, like it's like, oh, you wanted a twist, eh? Like here's a new character. That's where my infamous quote, "Excuse my huge fucking tits," mate came from. Oh my god, yes. Yes, because one of the girlies, because it was the girly, right? The blondie. Different stories and characters for each unique protagonist. I did a little bit of the robots story. I might go with a different one for my, return to this. Dramatic battleinas. HD. I mean, this game plays really nicely and looks really good, so I'm excited to give it a proper shot again. Cause I didn't grow up with the Saga series, so very exciting. Very excited to do it. There's new events and cutscenes, and also a new character. Very juicy. Very iconic, I would say. You did Blue and the Supermodel. And the Supermodel, those were wild. Oh my god. So yeah, this is 2021. It's a long time ago. You see, like, that's why I hate the fact that I haven't touched so many of these games, because I'm like, oh my god, I got a copy for this so long ago and I just never did anything with it. Like, I feel, I'm ashamed, you know? Like, ugh. Anyway. Yeah, I saw the... I saw a couple of games that I'm interested in yesterday. The Lunar remasters, and I saw they're doing a remaster of Soul Reaver, or is that what it was called? It's like, it was this like platformer from the PS1 era that they're doing a similar thing that they did with Tomb Raider, where they're remastering it, but you can toggle between the old visuals and the new ones. So I'm excited about that as well. So yeah, Saga Frontier. This would be like a proper introduction for me for the Saga series. Fun fact, I think the very first Saga game that came out was actually called Final Fantasy Adventure. So it's like a whole thing. Like, the Saga series actually spawned originally as a Final Fantasy spin-off. So that's very interesting. And I do have those games as like on my wish list, because they are released officially as well. So very interesting. So contestant number 13 is Night in the Woods, another indie platformer moment. Night in the Woods is an adventure game heavily focused on story, characters, and exploration, with some platforming to get around town. May is a cat, so the roofs and ledges and power lines are all her playground, and she's not the only one up there by a long shot. You'll also be doing various activities and interacting with the world in different ways, getting to know the townspeople, hanging out with friends, exploring Possum Springs inside and out, and venturing into the surrounding areas. So this is Night in the Woods 2017, developed by Finji and Infinite Fall. Enjoy the trailer. This is another one of those games that I feel like I knew of, and I feel like I have 3 different versions of this, like within like different bundles and freebies and stuff that I claimed, but I just never played it, so I'm ready to change that. I also love the idea of like whatever game is being introduced to our like rotation of games. I like the idea that I would like the idea of a different type of game being added into the mix, you know? Like, nothing against our RPGs, but I think it would be much more interesting for the stream flow to not have 2 RPGs at the same time. But again, I'm leaving it all to Destiny? We'll see. You wanted to play this? Yeah, it looks really good. I'm like, oh wait, I wanna give it a shot. So that is Night in the Woods, contestant number 13. We're getting so close to the end of this intro section. Contestant number 14 is Signs of the Sojourner. It's a narrative deck building game about relationships and communication. As you explore the world, your experiences will change you. How will you grow? What will you leave behind, and who will you become? So this is like a deck building visual novel story driven game. Very interesting concept to me. Let me show you the trailerina. Your cards are your voice. So apparently you can get different kinds of like combinations of cards. And depending on the combinations that you get and the combinations that you use, there's, I guess, different dialogue options and stuff. So I think that's very interesting. Because I feel like I've seen like deck building games that have to do with like roguelike sort of moments or whatever, but I've never seen it for like a story driven sort of situation like this. And also, again, very different from anything else we've seen today, you know? Oh, you liked Night in the Woods, Cash? Or you mean this one? And, I mean, this has just spoiled you on who the last contestant here is. Final Fantasy II! This is actually the Pixel remaster. Because again, I was gifted literally a copy to all of the Pixel remasters, and I've been like always saving them to stream, and I never properly did. So this is the only Final Fantasy game on my backlog, and the reason for that is I only have one game per franchise. So I figured in order for me to properly play the Final Fantasy games, I'm going to add only one at a time, and I'm going to add them as I sort of unlock them. So I've already played Final Fantasy 1 multiple times on my own, so I figured I wouldn't do that again. So it unlocks Final Fantasy 2. Once we do Final Fantasy 2, we'll unlock whatever game comes next. And what I mean by whatever game comes next is it could be Final Fantasy 3, but if there's like a Final Fantasy sort of spin-off that has come out in the middle of, like, for example, like I think after a specific game in the franchise, like there's Tactics, right? So instead of us going to whatever game is next, we can go to Tactics, and then we can go to another game, and then we can go to like Tactics Advance, or we can go into like a different Final Fantasy game. So in order for me to keep this like one game per franchise sort of moment, I want to do some sort of like mini sort of unofficial marathon, but obviously we're not going to marathon unless for some godforsaken reason we manage to always randomly get Final Fantasy games every time we introduce a new game into the stream. Then it should take us a while to get through those, but at least they'll be in the running, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's Final Fantasy 2. I mean, there's not much about it unless we click on the original Final Fantasy 2 description here. So it's the second installment in the Final Fantasy series. It was developed and published by Squaresoft, directed by Hironobu Sakaguchi, with Yoshitaka Amano designing the characters and Nobu Uematsu composing the score. It was notable for being one of the first story-intensive RPGs released for console systems and introducing many series staples, including Chocobos, a character named Sid, and its story is unrelated to the previous Final Fantasy, and its gameplay is a major departure from the previous title for eliminating the traditional experience-based progression system. So this game is very unique in the way that you level up. So we'll get to that when we get there. So enjoy like a little trailer for it. I got a trailer for the Pixel remastered because it's the version I'm gonna play. So I just got like a little sort of teaser trailer for it. So enjoy. Our tale of countless meetings and farewells begins in the flames of war. Ambitious new ideas set the stage for an RPG series unlike any other. Definitely ambitious ideas. That's one way to put it. The games that inspired a generation. Okay, cool. Love that. The ultimate 2D pixel remastered. There it is! Final Fantasy II. So, that is all of our contestants. Just to recap, we have Legend of Legaia, Virtua Fighter, Tales Noir, Racing Lagoon, Wanderlust Trans-Siberian, Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon Another Story, Hacknet, Assassin's Creed Origins, The Witcher Enhanced Edition, Frail Hearts Versicorai Domleon, Tanglewood, Saga Frontier Remastered, Night in the Woods, Sign of the Sojourner, and last but not least, Final Fantasy II. So, the way that we'll be picking games is through a drag race simulator. So I've cast all of the characters in what will be a RuPaul's Drag Race simulator, and whoever wins the competition becomes my next playthrough on this channel. So let the games begin. Y'all can make decisions along the way, but well, for certain things, I think. But it's gonna be a normal premiere, no returning format. It's gonna be a regular season format, and it's gonna be a top 3. So are you ready? Let's begin. So the first episode of the season, I think, which one? So okay, the way that this works, for me to explain to you how this works, I basically created custom queens for this drag race simulator. I gave every single game a randomized list of stats. So every queen is gonna have different stats that have to do with like designing or runways or lip syncing or whatever the case may be. So all of the stats have been randomized, and so I have no idea who will win based off of all of this. So what episode do y'all want to see for the first episode of the season? So we could start with a design challenge, we could start with a runway, we can start with a talent show, we can start with girl groups. So what would you want to see? My instinct is to do a talent show, because I feel like that's usually like a great introduction to our queens. But what do y'all think? Yeah, talent. All right, let's do it. Talent show. Start now. I'm just gonna randomize. This doesn't really matter. It's the queen's relationships. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna randomize all. So, it's the first episode. You've met the queens. And for the first episode, they do a photo shoot with other Drag Race contestants. The winner of the first mini challenge is Frail Hearts Versicorai Domleon. I don't know if this will impact the competition at all, but there's that. So the contestants perform in a talent show. So we have a modern dance performance, we have a ballooning performance, a burlesque performance, opera singing, Sailor Moon quick change magic performance, very fitting, a jump rope performance, variety performance, fire show, auto harp singing performance, art, gymnastics, spoken word, color guard, another spoken word, and a tucking performance. So apparently Hacknet, Sailor Moon, Assassin's Creed Origins, Saga Frontier, Final Fantasy, Tails Noir slayed the challenge. Most of the others either had a great performance or a good performance. And then, unfortunately, Tanglewood, Signs of Sojourner had a bad performance, and Wanderlust completely flopped the challenge. As for the runway, the category is Rainbow After the Rain. Racing Lagoon slayed the runway. There's a few great runways, there's a lot of good runways, but unfortunately, Final Fantasy II, The Witcher, and Signs of Sojourner had a bad runway. So it seems like Signs of Sojourner had a bad runway and a bad performance, so they may be in danger. Wanderlust had an okay runway, but a bad performance, so we'll see how they will be judged by the judges. Based on tonight's performances, Wanderlust, Sailor Moon, Signs of Sojourner, Tails Noir, Night in the Woods, Assassin's Creed, Tanglewood, Saga Frontier, and Final Fantasy are the tops and bottoms of the week, which means the others are safe to slay another day. Some decisions were made. Sailor Moon wins the first challenge, so I don't think it had anything. I don't think the mini challenge helped in any way, shape, or form. Final Fantasy II, Tails Noir, Saga Frontier, and Assassin's Creed Origins did a good job and they're safe. And in the bottom, we have Tanglewood, Night in the Woods, Wanderlust, and Signs of Sojourner. Night in the Woods and Tanglewood are safe, and Wanderlust and Signs of Sojourner are up for elimination. So this is where their lip syncing stats will take one over the other, because it's time for the lip sync. They lip sync to Lavian Rose by Edith Piaf. Apparently both of them flopped the lip sync, so apparently both of them have shit lip sync stats. So who will the judges pick? Wanderlust gets to stay. And unfortunately, Signs of the Sojourner sachets away. I think it makes sense for the first episode. Signs of Sojourner flopped the runway and didn't do a great job at the challenge, so it makes sense that they left, and Wanderlust gets to stay for another episode. So our first elimination is Signs of Sojourner. This is the Untucked, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. They think they didn't deserve what they got. None of this really matters. So like the actual RuPaul's Drag Race, we're gonna skip Untucked. So in case of a tie or in case of anything of the sort, I will base their performances on like their average. So right now, leading the pack, we have obviously Sailor Moon with the highest average, winning the first challenge, of course. But we also have other frontrunners. Final Fantasy II, Tails Noir, Assassin's Creed, and Saga Frontier are within the high-scoring people. Meanwhile, we have a bunch of safes over here in the middle. And right now, the girlies Strugglina are Wanderlust, Tanglewood, and Night in the Woods. So a lot can change. We never know. Like, a lot of this can change within just one challenge. This was only the first week, so nothing is really predetermined. Yeah, this is basically the pit stop, if you think about it. You know, I'm just giving you a recap of what happened. So, it's time for another mini challenge, and I think Saga Frontier won the last one as well. So Saga Frontier is killing the mini challenges right now. I wonder if winning a mini challenge kind of ups your average slightly. Either way, they did a competition about a partner. I don't know what that means, but Saga Frontier won the mini challenge. It doesn't say that they won an advantage for the main challenge, so maybe this won't matter. For the Maxi Challenge, they'll be participating in a parody commercial about pilots. So Saga Frontier picks their team, which comprises of Saga Frontier, The Witcher, Tanglewood, Tales Noir, and Wanderlust. And Team 2 is Racing Lagoon, Night in the Woods, Legend of Legaia, Assassin's Creed, and Team 3 is Hacknet, Frail Hearts, Final Fantasy II, Virtua Fighter, and Sailor Moon. So this should be interesting because I don't know how they sort of judge the team's performances, but I do wonder if there's some sort of element of like the team with the best average stats for this particular challenge will win, or I don't know how this will work out. But either way, The Witcher slayed, Assassin's Creed did great, everyone else did good, but unfortunately I think we have our bottom 3 here. Wanderlust again in the bottom, Saga Frontier did a bad job, and Tales Noir completely flopped. Maybe their runways can save them, we shall see. The category for the runway is gold. Assassin's Creed Origins and Racing Lagoon slayed. We have some great runways, we have some good runways over here. And unfortunately, Saga Frontier and Tales Noir had a bad runway. So both of them had a bad runway and a bad performance. So I think we found our bottom 2 here. For now, The Witcher, Virtua Fighter, Sailor Moon, Hacknet, Final Fantasy II, Frail Hearts, and Tanglewood are safe. The others are either in the top or the bottom. Assassin's Creed Origins wins the challenge. Night in the Woods, Racing Lagoon, Legend of Legaia are safe. And as expected, our bottom 2 are Saga Frontier and Tales Noir. So Wanderlust barely got out of the bottom, but they were very close to it. It's time to see who's our second eliminated queen. Apparently, both of them delivered a bad lip sync to Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. Very sad. Very sad day. Very sad day for our competitors here. They managed to flop an Ariana Grande featuring, or Lady Gaga featuring Ariana Grande lip sync. Both of them did bad. So who's gonna get eliminated? Tales Noir. And with that, Saga Frontier gets to slay another day. And we found our second eliminated. Let's check on our stats right now. So right now, with comprising our top 3 are Assassin's Creed Origins with a high placement and a challenge win. Very early win. Sailor Moon, I think, is also in the top 2 with a win and a safe placement. And I think and we have a couple people tied for 3rd place, with Racing Lagoon having a safe and a high placement. Same with Legend of Legaia, and Final Fantasy II over here having a high placement and a safe placement. So right now our bottom queens are Wanderlust with the lowest average of the season so far, with a bottom 2 and a low placement. And then we have Saga Frontier with a high placement and a bottom 2 placement. Tanglewood is also close to the bottom 3 with a low placement and a safe placement. So let's see how this goes for the next challenge. I know, how could they mess up a Lady Gaga song, right? It's episode 3. They do a photo shoot about balls, and Tanglewood wins. So, for the Maxi Challenge, they participate in a comedy routine about a bottomless brunch. Hacknet slays the performance. We have a lot of great performances and good performances here in the middle. And unfortunately, Night in the Woods, Virtua Fighter, Tanglewood, and Legend of Legaia had a bad performance. Seems like Wanderlust may save themselves from the bottom once again this week. But we shall see. The runway, the category is Born Naked. Frail Hearts and Wanderlust slayed the runway. There's some great runways here, some good runways. And unfortunately, The Witcher and Sailor Moon had a bad runway. So The Witcher did a great job in the performance, but did a bad runway. And Sailor Moon did a good job and a bad runway. So I wonder if that will make it so that somehow some of the people that had the worst performance will be able to kind of get a little boost from their runways. This should be a very interesting week, judging wise. We have found our bottoms and tops of the week, so that means Racing Lagoon, Final Fantasy II, Wanderlust, Saga Frontier, and Sailor Moon and Legend of Legaia are safe. Interesting. So, with that, Frail Hearts wins the challenge. Hacknet, The Witcher, and Assassin's Creed are safe. And unfortunately... Oh yeah, Tanglewood is also safe. And unfortunately, Virtua Fighter and Night in the Woods are up for elimination. Is this the Night in the Woods second time in the bottom? Or am I misremembering? Either way, we have our bottom two of the week. Virtua Fighter had a good lip sync. Finally, someone had a good lip sync. Oh, it's a song by Lizzo. Oops. Let's pretend it was Boys by Charlie XCX. Yeah. Yeah, let's pretend that's what happened. Or by Britney, you know. I'm trying to think if there's another. Yeah. Wanderlust is like trying to claw their way out of the bottom because they did a bad job in that first week, and so they're trying not to get smacked. Tanglewood is hanging in there. I wonder if Tanglewood will win this thing because you were rooting for them. Either way, Night in the Woods flopped the lip sync, so we can expect the results for this. Virtua Fighter gets to stay, and Night in the Woods is our latest eliminee. Latest eliminated bitch. Oh no, Night in the Woods was not in the bottom so far. Okay, well, but they got eliminated, so that doesn't really matter. So our bottom people right now are Virtua Fighter, with only a couple safe placements and a bottom two placement. Tanglewood is hanging in there with a low placement, two low placements and a safe placement. And then Legend of Legaia has two safe placements and one high placement. Oh wait, just kidding. Wanderlust has a worse average, actually. Wanderlust actually has a bottom two, low, and safe. So yeah, Wanderlust is part of the bottom three. As far as the top three go, our front runner right now is Assassin's Creed Origins. They have been slaying the entire time with two high placements and a challenge win already. And I think, yeah, Frail Hearts is our number two right now with two safes and one win. And then we have another three-way tie with Hacknet, The Witcher, and Racing Lagoon. Oh, just kidding, four-way tie with Final Fantasy as well. Every one of these has two safe placements and one high placement, so it's still anyone's game, really. Oh, Sailor Moon is in the top as well, with a win and two safes. Oh, Legend of Legaia is also tied for fourth place, so I mean, there's still a lot of competition ahead of us. So let's see what happens in episode 4. Who are y'all rooting for right now? I'm very curious to see like who y'all are rooting for. So, we have a mini challenge. Episode 4. Oh, there's... Just kidding. Episode 4, they couldn't be bothered to do a mini challenge. So for the maxi challenge, they will do outfits with equestrian fabric. So, The Witcher, Racing Lagoon, Wanderlust, Saga Frontier, and Virtua Fighter did a great job. The rest did a good job, and unfortunately, Sailor Moon and Legend of Legaia, two of our sort of like not really top placements. I guess Sailor Moon was in our top 2 right now, and Legend of Legaia, which was like in the middle, kind of tied for 4th place. They did a bad job this week, y'all. Right now, Wanderlust, Virtua Fighter, Final Fantasy II, Frail Hearts, Assassin's Creed, and Tanglewood are safe, leaving the rest with either a top placement or a bottom placement. Racing Lagoon wins today's challenge. Saga Frontier and The Witcher are safe. Hacknet is safe, leaving Legend of Legaia and Sailor Moon up for elimination, you guys. We have 2 sort of like good contenders here up for elimination. Let's see which one has a better lip syncing performance. So they performed to You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine by Lou Rawls. Legend of Legaia has a great lip sync, and unfortunately Sailor Moon flops the lip sync. Damn. So Sailor Moon has been eliminated from the competition. 2 JRPGs going up against one another, and unfortunately only one could stay. So it's goodbye to Sailor Moon for now. Let's check in on our queen's scores. Right now, with our top performers still being Assassin's Creed Origins, they're killing it with the highest average out of the entire group, with only 1 safe placement. That's the lowest of their placements. They've never been in the bottom so far, so they're doing great. And then we've got number 2, Racing Lagoon, with a win, a high placement, and only 2 safe placements. Again, never been in the bottom. That's a really good average. And then we have 2 people tied for 3rd place. We have The Witcher with 2 safes and 2 high placements, and Frail Hearts with 1 win and 3 safe placements. So let's see who's in the bottom. So I think our bottom queen is still Wanderlust. They've never had a high placement, with only 2 safe placements as their highest performing challenges, a bottom 2 placement and a low placement. And I think we may have a couple people tied. Yeah, and then Virtua Fighter and Tanglewood are tied for the... I mean, I guess they finish off the bottom 3 of our competition with safe placements, low placements, and Virtua Fighter even had a bottom 2 placement. So we shall see. I mean, Sailor Moon was doing pretty great until now. I guess they, with a challenge win, they won the first episode. And they got eliminated, just like that. So the competition changes very easily. It's episode 5. The producers are on strike, so there's no mini challenge. And as for the main challenge, they're doing a Rusical. The queens were tasked to take part in Hairspray, the Rusical. So Saga Frontier killed it, had a great performance, and mostly everybody else had a great time, except for Virtua Fighter, who did a bad job, and then Wanderlust and Racing Lagoon completely flopped. So Wanderlust might be in danger, you guys. Based on tonight, oh, I don't know if there was a runway, but based on tonight's performances, Tanglewood, Hacknet, Final Fantasy, Frail Hearts, Legend of Legaia, and The Witcher are safe. Everyone else is either in the top or bottom of this week. Saga Frontier wins the challenge. We just had a JRPG getting eliminated, so we just got a JRPG winning a challenge. Assassin's Creed is still slaying, earning a top placement here. They still did a great job. And then our bottom three, Racing Lagoon, Virtua Fighter, and Wanderlust. Virtua Fighter is saved by the judges, and the other two will be lip-syncing for their lives. Is this the time Wanderlust will finally be eliminated after flopping throughout the entire competition? Oh no! They both flopped to Fantasy by Mariah Carey. Oh no! There's a lot of flopping in these lip syncs. I wonder if everyone just had shitty lip syncing stats. Racing Lagoon and Wanderlust flopped the lip sync. So what will it be? Wanderlust, sadly, has been eliminated. Our underdog was not able to crawl out of the bottom, and so Racing Lagoon gets to stay in the competition instead. I mean, Wanderlust has one of our lowest averages here, so you know, they tried their best, but they never managed to get out of that like safe to bottom area in the competition. So such a good song. I mean, yeah, this is oh, I thought you meant the song playing in the background. Yes, that too, but Fantasy by Mariah Carey, incredible also. So let's see. I mean, our front runner is Assassin's Creed Origins. She's every single, like, except for one challenge. Even then, they did fine. They were never in the bottom. Still earning our highest average out of everybody. And then I think we have a couple people tied for second place now with Saga Frontier and Frail Hearts. A couple RPGs here with both having a win, both having most... Actually, no, Frail Hearts has mostly safe placements, and Saga Frontier has actually had a couple high placements, but they also had a bottom two placement, so that brings their average to a lower degree than the rest. As far as our bottom girlies, our current underdog is Virtua Fighter with only safe or low placements, including one bottom two performance. And Tanglewood is still one of our underdogs fighting for their life with either low placements or safe placements. So in order for them to start killing it, they're gonna have to like slay some challenges. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But things aren't looking good for our underdogs here. But let's see. We still don't have a mini challenge. I think the producer responsible for mini challenges got eliminated. And for the maxi challenge, the queens will act in a parody film called Crime. Sure. For some reason, The Witcher and Final Fantasy II get to pick their teams. And after doing some pickings, The Witcher, Saga Frontier, and Virtua Fighter are Team 1. Final Fantasy II, Assassin's Creed Origins, and Frail Hearts are Team 2. And Team 3, comprised of those who didn't get picked by either of the leaders, are Tanglewood, Hacknet, Legend of Legaia, and Racing Lagoon. I wonder, because Team 2 has our top performer, I wonder if Team 2 will have like a better average in general. I noticed that our underdogs are kind of scattered across teams, so I think Team 2 has everyone with the highest placements, right? Because I feel like, yeah, I think Final Fantasy and Frail Hearts both had, I think, like really high placements, so Team 2 might be the one to beat, y'all. Let's see. So a lot of them did a great job. We've only had a couple bad performances, really. Tanglewood. Oh no, Tanglewood. Tanglewood will not beat the flop allegations here. And unfortunately for Frail Hearts, they flopped the challenge. So they're only like 2 bad, you know, performances here, really. Everyone else even did like a good job here, so we shall see. The Queen's bringing to the runway. The theme is rainbow after the rain. Legend of Legaia and Tanglewood slayed the runway, so I don't know if Tanglewood will save themselves with a great runway. We've had some great runways. Frail Hearts also had a great runway, so maybe they'll be able to get a little ahead. We'll see. I mean, Final Fantasy II had a bad runway, so I wonder if that will bring their average down. We'll see. It's a very scary time for RPGs here. Like, my god. Based on tonight's performances, Legend of Legaia, Racing Lagoon, Hacknet, and Tanglewood are safe. Their runway saved them, you guys. Tanglewood managed to get out of the... They managed to barely get out of the bottom. That's incredible. So they get asked who should go home and why. They cast their votes. And the judges make the final decision. So Virtua Fighter wins the challenge. The Witcher and Saga Frontier are safe, as well as Assassin's Creed Origins. It's their first time placing in the bottom 3. So Assassin's Creed is sort of like slipping a little bit. And comprising our bottom 2 are another 2 RPGs, Final Fantasy II and Frail Hearts. The Queens perform Freakum Dress by Beyonce, and this is a season of terrible lip syncs because they flopped. Both of them flopped. I don't know what happened. Both of them flopped. So, will it be Frail Hearts? And these queens cannot lip sync. I feel like there's only been like a couple times where they were like, they slayed the lip sync. So, it's like, it's that one season. Do you remember there was that season where it was Sasha Velour's season where like there were so many bad lip syncs that they were like, actually, let's do a lip sync for the crown because like we need good lip syncs out of this season. It was the season that had like the Valentina lip sync with the mask, Charlie Hides, like that season had flop Tina lip syncs. Anyways, I mean, generally speaking, Frail Hearts did worse in the challenge. So I feel like that would be the correct choice for elimination, but you'll never know. Final Fantasy II gets eliminated, and Frail Hearts makes it to another episode, barely escaping a terrible lip sync. Well, it's over. So things are shaking up to be rather interesting here. I think Final Fantasy, I think, was one of our top 3, and they completely flopped this week, so there they go. The averages are kind of all over the place now because Assassin's Creed finally flopped. They finally earned themselves a low placement in the charts, but they're still, I think, our top performer of the season. Alongside Saga Frontier and The Witcher. So, I mean, I think The Witcher is kind of getting there. As far as like front runners go, The Witcher has never been in the bottom, has been safe a bunch, but has also placed high a bunch. So, Saga Frontier has had a bottom 2 experience, near-death experience, but also a win, a few high placements, so it's kind of all over the place for now. I think our bottom placements right now, Tanglewood is definitely in there, with only safe placements or bottom placements, and Legend of Legaia is also in the trenches, with mostly safe placements, only 1 high placement, and Virtua Fighter with a mostly safe path, but a bottom 2 performance and a win. So Virtua Fighter is kind of like that one contestant who is always sort of not doing great, but all of a sudden they have like that one challenge that they really kill. So they will either go back to flopping next week or they'll be on an upwards trajectory. You'll never know. So we shall see, y'all. We shall see. There's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eliminations so far. So we still have a few contestants. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're officially in the top 9 already. So Final Fantasy barely made it to the top 10. But good job. They still managed to last 5 episodes. Alright. The mini challenges are back. And Frail Hearts wins the mini challenge, which was to do makeup tutorials with a partner. Hey Jam, ding dong. We're picking what game I'll be playing next, and we're doing a drag race simulator to pick the game for us. We've already done a Meet the Queens. We've already done 5 episodes. So this is currently the top 9. How are you, Jam? It's good to see you. You came in just in time to see Frail Hearts winning the mini challenge of episode 6. And let's see. Ooh. The challenge is Snatch Game. So let's see what celebrities were picked here. Virtua Fighter picked Mathilde of Belgium. Assassin's Creed did Fanny Ardent. Legend of Legaia is doing Rita Levi Montalcini. No idea. Racing Lagoon will do a Macaulay Culkin impersonation. Saga Frontier is doing Matinee King Payam. Hacknet is doing Kathy Bates. The Witcher is doing Tiffany Haddish. Tanglewood is doing Saucy Santana. And Frail Hearts is doing Kesha. What an interesting combination of celebrities here. Just here at work. I'm glad you're doing well. I appreciate you being here. So, Frail Hearts slayed. Virtua Fighter, Hacknet, and Assassin's Creed Origins did a great job. A couple people did a good job. And unfortunately, Tanglewood flopped again. with The Witcher and Legend of Legaia also having a bad performance. So Legend of Legaia is also kind of faltering lately, so we'll see. There's a runway this week. We're taking the term celebrity very loosely. Ooh. Ooh. So the runway theme is favorite Gaga look. A couple people slayed. There's some... Okay, Tanglewood did a great... Tanglewood must have like a great like runway stat, because like they keep doing a good job on the runways. Virtua Fighter had a good runway, and the only bad runway really was The Witcher. So, I mean, this seems to be a season of good runways and terrible lip syncs is what I'm getting from this. I wonder if Tanglewood's great runway will put them above the rest. I wonder. So, Assassin's Creed, Racing Lagoon, and Saga Frontier are safe. The others are either in the tops or bottoms of the week. Hacknet wins the challenge. Frail Hearts and Virtua Fighter are safe. The bottom three is The Witcher, Tanglewood, and Legend of Legaia. Legend of Legaia is safe. And unfortunately, our bottom two is Tanglewood and The Witcher. Tanglewood is giving plastique. Tanglewood's good runway didn't get them out of the bottom. Is this it for Tanglewood? I think The Witcher is one of our higher placements. So I wonder if Tanglewood is going to take them out. I wonder if Tanglewood will be managing to get out of the bottom yet again, or if this will be finally it for it. The song is Turn Me On by David Guetta and Nicki Minaj. We had a great lip sync, you guys. The Witcher gave us a great lip sync finally. It's been so long. But Tanglewood did flop the lip sync, so I think it's pretty clear who's eliminated. And with that, The Witcher gets to stay and slay another day. And Tanglewood, our current reigning flop of the competition, is finally getting eliminated. The infamous contestant number 11 has been eliminated. Very sad times in our history. So ruin. Tanglewoods has been eliminated. Let's see. Right now, it seems like the competition to be part of the top 3 is rather competitive. Assassin's Creed is still our front runner. They're getting out of their, flop era. They did mostly great for the whole competition. They just got a safe placement after a low placement, so maybe they'll be on a, back to normal and slaying again. But following right behind, we have Saga Frontier with only one bottom 2 placement, mostly high placements, a couple safes here and there. And I think our third place is Hacknet. Hacknet has been rather consistent, actually. Hacknet has been mostly safe, a high placement, a low placement, nothing too dangerous or too fierce, but a win here. They're our latest challenge winner. And then our bottom, a clear bottom here is Legend of Legaia with a bottom 2 placement, a mostly safe placement throughout the full competition. They just got a low placement. They were in the bottom 3 this week. and they've only had one high placement throughout the whole competition. So they might be our newest flop in town, I guess. Followed pretty closely with Virtua Fighter with a challenge win, but also a bottom 2 placement, a mostly safe placement. But they did get a high placement this week, so I don't know. Virtua Fighter seems to be getting the last couple of weeks have been good for Virtua Fighter, so maybe they'll be slowly but and surely getting out of that bottom energy. It seems like The Witcher though has a great lip sync stat, because they were just in the bottom 2 after slaying most of the competition with a lot of high placements. So maybe The Witcher could be one to beat. We shall see. The competition is still... We still have a lot of competitors. We still have 8 competitors competing for the slot of the next playthrough. The intern responsible for the mini challenge is on break. They earned it. Listen, they did like 3 mini challenges this season. It's fine. Ooh. The maxi challenge is a runway moment with latex. A latex runway? I'm assuming they mean like they had to make a look out of latex. That's wild to me. Racing Lagoon, Assassin's Creed slayed again. Assassin's Creed is killing it this season. A lot of people did a great job. And unfortunately, The Witcher flopped again. The Witcher has entered their flop era. And Saga Frontier did a good job. Not great, but not terrible. Let's see. There's only 2 safe people. Hacknet is on there. Legend of Legaia is on there. So Legend of Legaia managed to get out of the bottom. And everyone else is either top or bottom. Racing Lagoon wins the challenge. Assassin's Creed, Virtua Fighter, and Frail Hearts are safe. And we got 2 RPGs in the bottom again. Saga Frontier and The Witcher are up for elimination. Assassin's Creed is that girl. She's like killing this competition. But it's time to put The Witcher's lip syncing abilities to a test yet again. Let's see if Saga Frontier will be up for the challenge, because The Witcher slayed last week's lip sync. The first lip sync slay in a long time. The song is Dynamite by BTS. But hey, both of them did a good job apparently. This was a good lip sync apparently, so apparently these 2 have good lip syncing stats, because Saga Frontier and The Witcher did a good job. With no clear standout amongst the 2, so I wonder who will be eliminated this week. Unfortunately, The Witcher has flopped for the last time, and Saga Frontier gets to slay another day. Yeah, The Witcher had a pretty good run, but unfortunately the last couple weeks were not great for them, so they just completely crashed and burned. So let's look. They got a budget with these songs, I know, right? The competition seems pretty tight right now, because most of them have 3 point something average, so like there's no clear front runner anymore. We have a clear flop here with Legend of Legaia. Being a mostly safe queen and a couple low placements. And then our second worst performer here is Virtua Fighter. However, they've been slaying the last few challenges with a challenge like ever since Virtua Fighter got a challenge win. They've been slaying. They've been on a slaying streak recently. I mean, Assassin's Creed is still the top girl. She has probably the most high placements out of everybody. And she's only flopped once. So Assassin's Creed is still sitting pretty at the top of our charts here. And we have a couple people kind of competing for the second place, being Hacknet and Frail Hearts. So we shall see. We shall see. The competition is still kind of all over the place. So let's see. Let's see what will take place with our top 7. Hey, Fran. How's it going? But before we do get to our top 7, I do need to take a little break. So go grab a snack, go grab a drink, and when I return, we will figure out who is winning this season of Backlogs Drag Race. And what game will be next in our lineup. So see you soon. Ding dong. Ooh. I'm back. Welcome on back, y'all. I appreciate you being here, and I really appreciate the warm reception to this method, I guess, of picking our next game. So yeah, we have 7 queens remaining, 7 games that were randomly. If you came in just now and you need to kind of catch up on what's going on, hello. I have a list on Backlogged of over 200 games that I plan on streaming. From those 200 plus games, I randomized the list and I picked the first 15 games that showed up on my list, which comprise of these contestants that I put on a Drag Race Simulator. So right now, in elimination order, Signs of the Sojourner, Tales Noir, Night in the Woods, Sailor Moon Another Story, Wanderlust's Trans-Siberian, Final Fantasy II, Tanglewood, and The Witcher have been eliminated, so they will not be the next game that I'll be playing. However, we still have a few queens remaining in our Drag Race Simulator that I've put those aforementioned random games in. So right now, still up for that title of the next game in my slot, my tiny slot, my tight slot, is Assassin's Creed Origins, with 1 challenge win, a few high placements, and only 1 low placement. We have Racing Lagoon with the most challenge wins out of everybody in the competition. 2 challenge wins, a bottom 2 placement, however, but a mostly chill time. Virtua Fighter with a bottom 2 placement and a win. And some high placements as well. They've been doing pretty well these last couple episodes. Frail Hearts, Verstokorai Damlion, also with a challenge win, a bottom 2 placement, and a couple high placements as well. Hacknet with a challenge win as well, and a high placement, mostly safe throughout the whole competition. And last but not least, just kidding, we have 2 more games. So Legend of Legaia is our only contestant left without a challenge win, and we're going into episode 9, so that's not a good look. And last but not least, we have our latest bottom 2 placement with Saga Frontier Remastered. So, you know, as you can see from the stats here, the numbers are still pretty close. It's reality show cliche. It's still anyone's game. So yeah, this is how we're gonna be picking games from now on. A Drag Race Simulator, of course. And the way that this works, every queen gets a randomized stat, and then this randomizes and randomly generates challenges, and then we go from there. So let's see, it's time for episode 9. They do the reading challenge. Oh god. Okay, let's read some of these reads. This is from Assassin's Creed to Frail Hearts. Congratulations for being the first ever pit crew member to compete in Drag Race. Racing Lagoon, the face of a superstar for podcasting. Lord. Assassin's Creed Origins, you got a grill that could put Black & Decker out of business. Hacknet, sweetie, I'm sorry. If you don't have a wristband, you can't be here for the meet and greet. Okay. These are just like recycled reads from previous queens in Drag Race. Saga Frontier, I had a read for you, but apparently it's bad for the environment to burn trash. Oh my god. Assassin's Creed Origins. Someday you'll go far. I hope you stay there. You managed to look like the image of Dare officers. You look like the image Dare officers show to warn kids about drug usage. What the fuck? Saga Frontier. If I threw a stick, would you leave? What? Frail hearts. At this point, you should really just make like your hairline and recede. Legend of Legaia. Keep rolling your eyes. Maybe you'll find a brain back there. Because they're a dog. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I just think it's a silly joke. Virtua Fighter, you're like the end pieces of a loaf of bread. Everyone touches you, but nobody wants you. Oh my god. Hacknet, I envy people who have never met you. Jesus Christ. Racing Lagoon, you've often been referred to as the dancing fool. I just want to know, when did the dancing part get added? Virtua Fighter, too bad you can't Photoshop your ugly personality. Jesus Christ. I mean, Virtua Fighter won the mini challenge, so that's something. Wait, what were the reads that got Virtua Fighter the win? Oh, these were pretty good. The environment thing. It's bad for the environment to burn trash. Someday you'll go far and I hope you stay there. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, they got that. Okay. GG's. So for the Maxi Challenge, they'll be improvising in a celebrity interview. Virtua Fighter won the challenge, so they get to pick their team, which comprises of themselves, Hacknet, and Saga Frontier, which means Team 2 is Assassin's Creed Origins, Racing Lagoon, Frail Hearts, and Legend of Legaia. Let's see what happens. Saga Frontier slayed the challenge. Assassin's Creed and Virtua Fighter had a great performance. Everyone else had a good performance except for Racing Lagoon, who had a bad performance. So there's only one bad performance this week. So the runways will probably bring one of these down to the bottom two. So the runway is Futurism. Virtua Fighter and Hacknet slayed the challenge. Legend of Legaia and Frail Hearts had a great runway. But unfortunately, Saga Frontier, Assassin's Creed, and Racing Lagoon... Oh no, everyone had a good runway. Just kidding. Everyone had a good one. I mean, good, great, and slayed. I mean, A, B, and C tier, I guess. Everyone did a good job. Everyone has great runways this season, apparently. Based off of tonight's performance, Assassin's Creed is the only one who's safe, so everyone else is either in the top or the bottom of the week. Saga Frontier wins the challenge. Virtua Fighter and Hacknet are safe. Legend of Legaia is in the bottom 3 but gets saved by the judges. And unfortunately, Frail Hearts and Racing Lagoon are up for elimination. Let's see. Saga Frontier really coming through. Yeah. And Virtua Fighter is still keeping up their like good streak. They've earned a high placement this week as well. So Virtua Fighter was like flopping at first, but they've turned it around. Okay, let's see. Let's see how this lip sync turns out. Oh no. So the song they lip sync to is Disco Needs You by Kylie Minogue. Racing Lagoon has a bad lip sync, and Frail Hearts flops the lip sync. I'm laughing because most lip syncs this season have been awful. This is an awful first season of our Drag Race Simulator because every other lip sync sucks. It seems like Frail Hearts may have just saved them. They may have just accidentally saved Racing Lagoon from this bottom placement. And so with that, Frail Hearts is our latest eliminated queen. We have a top 6, you guys. They're halfway through the they're not halfway through the competition, but only half of them will be in the top 3. So the competition is getting fierce. Yeah, top 6. Our top half seems to be comprised of Assassin's Creed still. Like Cash said, they're assassinating the competition. They haven't wavered at all. They've been our top queen since like basically the beginning. So Assassin's Creed has been our front runner for a while now. And then the other 2 in the top 3 for now would be Saga Frontier with 2 challenge wins, a few high placements, and also a couple bottom placements. And Virtua Fighter with a lot of high placements and a challenge win. Oh no, just kidding. Hacknet. Hacknet has a slightly better average than Virtua Fighter, but I mean, they're still fighting it out. Legend of Legaia is still our our flop of the season. They are still the only one left without a challenge win. They're really somehow making it past every single episode without a challenge win. And I think the only other person sharing like the bottom with them is Racing Lagoon, but even they had like 2 challenge wins, but they've also had 2 bottom placements directly after winning a challenge. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what's up with Racing Lagoon. It's like they win a challenge and then like the next episode they completely flop. So it's like going from the highest possible placement to the lowest possible placement. Violent Chachki, Assassin's Creed, or Bianca Del Rio. Oh yeah, like probably some of the most consistent contestants. But you never know. Like sometimes someone can have a lot of challenge wins and then get to the finale and lose. So you never know. You never know. But it seems like this might be between Legend of Legaia and Racing Lagoon for who goes home next. But again, you never know. Somebody can flop, land in the bottom, and then lose a lip sync, and then that's it. So it really depends on the random stats that they were given. There's no mini challenge this week. And the queens will participate in a dance number about the Drag Olympics. Oh no, everyone did a good job except for Racing Lagoon. Damn. Everyone else, I mean, nobody did an amazing job either. Everyone just did kind of okay. And Racing Lagoon completely flopped. I mean, this kind of explains why this season has been so bad with lip syncs, because nobody, I guess, is a good dancer. Oh, Lord. And the category for the runway is caftans. So Assassin's Creed slays the runway. Everyone else did either a great job or a good job. Like Legend of Legaia did a good job. Everyone has great runways. So when it comes to, I think they just struggle in the dancing department, I guess. So I guess if we're going to go off of like who did the worst in the challenge and who did the worst in the runway, our bottom 2 might be Racing Lagoon and Legend of Legaia. Or not, because apparently Legend of Legaia wins the challenge. Just kidding. Hacknet and Virtua Fighter are safe. And our bottom two are Racing Lagoon, Saga Frontier, and Assassin's Creed. They saved Assassin's Creed. It's their first bottom placement, I think, of the season. So this might count as a safe placement. I'm not sure. But our bottom two is Saga Frontier and Racing Lagoon. Saga Frontier has been doing kind of an okay job the whole season. But unfortunately, Racing Lagoon has flopped once again. 2 Square Enix games sit in front of me. And the lip sync song is Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne. Saga Frontier did a good job, but unfortunately, Racing Lagoon flopped the lip sync. And with that, Racing Lagoon is officially eliminated. And Saga Frontier has made it to the top 5 of the competition. 5 queens remaining, you guys. Let's do another check. Who are y'all rooting for right now that we only have 5 queens remaining? Everyone is still pretty close, like, scores-wise. Right now, the bottom 2 are Legend of Legaia. Even though they just won a challenge, they still have the worst average overall. And Saga Frontier. Our 2 JRPGs remaining in the bottom of the pack. And then Hacknet and Assassin's Creed are the top 2. With Virtua Fighter being in the middle of the pack right now. What's going on, Ruin? Are you not happy with our top 5 queens? I mean, this is a pretty interesting top 5. We have a couple JRPGs. We have a fighting game. And we have like a very different, like, literal, like, hacking game, as well as like a kind of like an action adventure moment. So a lot of very different vibes going on here. Oh yeah, Saga was just in the bottom, unfortunately. Very interesting choice there. But the judge, I mean, it wouldn't be Drag Race without some questionable judgings, I guess. It's time for the top 5 to compete in a mini challenge. They're doing puppets, and Assassin's Creed won the mini challenge. As far as the maxi challenge, they're doing a makeover. They're making production staff their drag sisters. Allegedly, Legend of Legaia slayed the challenge. Assassin's Creed Origins did a great job. And it's expected, they all have good runways, I guess, but it seems like our bottom 3 are Virtua Fighter, Hacknet, and Saga Frontier, but they still did a good job, so I wonder how the judges will be deciding this. I guess it's pretty straightforward. As expected, Legend of Legaia wins. Assassin's Creed is safe. And out of the bottom 3, Hacknet gets saved, which means Saga Frontier is in the bottom 2 yet again for 2 weeks in a row, and Virtua Fighter is back in the bottom after a long time of kind of slaying the competition a little bit. So let's see. The lip sync is Conqueror by Estelle. Virtua Fighter does a good job, and unfortunately, Saga Frontier flops and is eliminated. And officially, we have a top 4. one game per genre. This actually works out great. We have one JRPG, we have one action adventure, we have one kind of like point and click sort of moment, and we have a fighting game. So let's see who survives. So right now, the person still at the top of the charts is Assassin's Creed, followed by Hacknet, and then tied for the bottom are Legend of Legaia and Virtua Fighter. Interestingly enough, Legend of Legaia went most of the competition without winning anything and then won the last two challenges back to back. So they could be on an upwards trajectory right at the end of the season. Assassin's Creed only really has one challenge win, but they've placed high most of the challenges, and they've only had like a couple low placements. Hacknet has one win and has no bottom placements, and has a lot of high placements and a couple lows. Virtua Fighter is currently the person left in the competition with the most bottom two placements, but they also have a win, so everybody has at least one win. And so it's still anyone's game. Let's see. Cash is still rooting for Assassin's Creed. Let's see. There's no mini challenge, so the top 4 go straight to a maxi challenge, which is a ball, the French ball. The themes are Ma France c'est moi, French cliches, and Festival de Cannes. Assassin's Creed did a great job once again, and everyone else did a good job, so there's no clear bottoms here, I guess. Assassin's Creed wins. Hacknet once again is saved from the bottom 3. And Legend of Legaia and Virtua Fighter are once again in the bottom. Doom, 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 doom. It's been a while since we've had a bad lip sync, so of course, we just had one. When I Think of You by Janet Jackson, they both do a bad job, so I have no clue who the judges are going to pick. Legend of Legaia gets to stay for another day. Our last JRPG remaining. And unfortunately for Virtua Fighter, they are gone at the very last minute, right before the finale. So this is it, y'all. We have a top 3. Assassin's Creed Origins, Hacknet, and Legend of Legaia. In order of averages, mind you. So if this was the final episode, and if we were to base this off of their averages, Assassin's Creed would win, Hacknet would be in second place, and Legend of Legaia would lose. So this should be interesting to see how they pick the winner. We have 2 people with 2 wins, but Legend of Legaia is also the only person remaining with bottom 2 placements. Hacknet and Assassin's Creed have never lip synced for their life. So it's all going to come down to the last challenge and to whoever has the best lip syncing stats, perhaps. So let's go. Top 3. It's the reunion. So only the contestants that didn't get a chance to read their cast get to read. We don't really care, to be honest. And they also vote for Miss Congeniality. So if somehow there's a tie at the end, the Miss Congeniality will be the tiebreaker. It seems as though Miss Congeniality this season is Saga Frontier. The girls love Saga Frontier. And our top 3 will be competing and participating in a music video for RuPaul's newest single. And the category, fan favorite. Come on, fan favorite. And the last runway category, of course, is best drag. Legend of Legaia slays the runway. Assassin's Creed Origins has a good runway. And unfortunately, Hacknet has a bad runway. It's our first bad runway in a few episodes, so poor Hacknet ran out of outfits. So, it's time to decide who the next drag superstar is, aka which game will be my next playthrough. Legend of Legaia, our current underdog, gets eliminated before the top two. And so it's down to Hacknet and Assassin's Creed. Hacknet has been very consistent, has been saved a lot, and Assassin's Creed has been our frontrunner since basically the beginning. Neither of them have ever been in the bottom two, and so it's time for them to lip sync for the win. Lip sync song is Ignorance by Paramore. Hacknet apparently embodied the song, and both of them had a good lip sync. Will the results of the season come down to the lip sync? Will the overall performance count for something? It's time to see. The winner. A decision has been made. My next playthrough is Assassin's Creed Origins. Now prance, my queen. It makes sense. Congratulations to Assassin's Creed Origins. She was the front runner for the most of the competition, and she killed it, so it makes sense. But honestly, Ruin, I'm gonna be very... You said you had a feeling. I'm gonna be very honest. I did a simulation. Like, I tested this out with like another group of games, and there were like a couple games. There was like a game that was like a front runner, and then randomly, like right before the finale, they got eliminated. So I was like, let me not... Like, I've tested this before with another set of games, and like it ended up being like the two people that were like sort of like in the middle of the pack, they ended up being like the finalists. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna make any predictions this time. So Assassin's Creed will be my next playthrough. I think I'll be starting it on Friday. And so I hope that y'all are looking forward to that. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been super, super fun. Look at that. Assassin's Creed, our first winner of Backlog's Drag Race. Ooh, wait a minute. I think it could be cute, like, after we do a few seasons, to like do an all-stars. Do you think that would be cute? Like, we keep randomizing contestants, and then like I save the ones that already were here and then do like an all-stars or something. Or do you think I should just like keep randomizing the games from my backlog? Because if we do this, I could keep track of like, okay, Hacknet has already competed in season 1, so let's like, we can only bring them back for all-stars or something. I don't know. What do y'all think? All-stars is a funny concept, yeah. Or I could just like keep randomizing and, you know, and we'll see. Either way, I am definitely downloading this image. Backlogs Drag Race Season 1, and I'm saving that. Another round of applause for our queens. There's always next time, girls. Signs of Sojourner, Tales Noir, Night in the Woods, Sailor Moon Another Story, Wanderlust, Final Fantasy II, Tanglewood, The Witcher, Frail Hearts, Racing Lagoon, Saga Frontier, Virtua Fighter, Legend of Legaia, Hacknet, and our winner, Assassin's Creed Origins. There's always all-stars, ladies. There's always all-stars. Very, very sad. Yes, yes, yes. Should we do another... I was gonna say, should we do another watch of the trailer, but I don't think we need to. That was so fun, y'all. I'm glad that y'all enjoyed that. I think also for future seasons, we could totally do like a different format. We could do like one of the seasons can have like a returning queen for like a Lollapalooza or something, or we could have like a teams format, or you know, like we could definitely have like a different format. But yeah, that was super fun. That was super fun. Thank you so much for joining me for today's stream. We have our next game picked and ready to go for next stream. Well, it's not ready to go. I'm gonna, you know, prepare the game. I'm gonna install it and test it out and get everything good to go for the next stream on Friday. But this was super fun, you guys. I was sort of like a little nervous. I was like, I wonder if people will like. I figured y'all would like it, but I was like, you know, I was like, I wonder if like, you know, people may come in and this could be like their first stream and they could be like, wait, what's going on? Like, why are they doing this? But it's ultimately so like unapologetically queer, and I feel like it's such like a fun way to like pick a game, because I've seen people pick games through like a wheel or like marbles on stream or stuff like that, and I was like, no, I'm gonna do Drag Race Simulator. I said I'm gonna do Drag Race Simulator, so I hope that you guys liked it. I still haven't decided if we're gonna like if I'm just gonna randomize it every time, or if I'm not gonna allow previous contestants to participate in a regular randomizer moment until we do like an all-stars, or I don't know. I'm not sure if that would apply to this sort of scenario. But either way, I appreciate you so much. I know that today's stream is a little bit shorter, but we still got a couple hours out of this. Okay, we still got a couple hours out of this. I think it would be really funny if, like, in the future, I was like, I was a little more immersive with it, and I did maybe like a little glimpse of the lip sync tracks or something. I don't know. But yeah, this was fun for the first season of Backlogs Drag Race. And I hope to see you for future iterations of it. As far as streams go, I'm going to try navigating having 2 games at the same time. So I don't know if that means 2 streams of Assassin's Creed and 2 streams of Persona 3 Reload a week. I don't know if that means like 1 stream of each game per week and then we add a 3rd game. We'll see. I'm going to try the 2 games at the same time to see how I feel about that. And then, Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Either way, I'll be back on Friday. And until then, have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a juicy Thursday tomorrow. And we'll meet again on Friday. Bye. I appreciate you. You're iconic in every way. Bye, y'all.